Hey, if you're a Newcastle fan, hold on tight because today's video is absolutely unmissable. There's a mysterious clue from the club's owners that's got the whole fan base buzzing. There's an England international getting hammered by the media for a major mistake. But the big bombshell comes at the end. Newcastle are very close to signing a goalkeeper worth £30 million and has already said yes to the club. So make sure you stay with me until the end. Because before we get to that main story, there are two others you really need to hear about. News 1. The next chapter for Newcastle. Let's kick things off with a topic that could change everything for Newcastle's future, and it's no small matter. We're talking about the stadium. Over the past few days, fans have been going wild over a post from the Reuben brothers, who are part of the ownership group. And listen, they're not the type to speak publicly about Newcastle very often, so when they do, everyone pays attention. They created a new Instagram account and, out of the blue, posted an emotional message about the club. They spoke about how Newcastle represents passion, tradition, community. But what really got people's ears pricked up was this line, right in the middle of the message. We're ready to write the next chapter. Wait a second, what next chapter is that? That was enough to spark a wave of speculation among supporters, and the theory gaining the most traction right now is this, a renovation of St. James Park, or even an entirely new stadium. And why do people think that? Well, first off, the Reuben brothers are construction experts. They've got a massive background in real estate, hotels, skyscrapers, huge developments. So when they talk about a new chapter, it makes perfect sense to imagine they're referring to building something. Secondly, the club already mentioned last year that they will provide an update on the stadium at the start of 2025. And now, according to the Telegraph, that update could be coming as soon as this month. So let's add it all up. Small black square, a cryptic message from the owners. Small black square, their track record in construction. Small black square, a promise of stadium news this year. And voila, the theory of a major redevelopment, or a brand new stadium, is gaining serious momentum. Just imagine, a bigger, more modern, more iconic St. James Park, or even a completely new ground, built from scratch, tailored to Newcastle's ambitions. It could be the beginning of a new era for the club, on and off the pitch. Now we wait and hope that this next chapter will be something truly epic. News 2. Anthony Gordon under fire in England. Now we need to talk about Anthony Gordon, who had one of those really tough nights in an England shirt. It was during a friendly against Senegal, and to be fair, things started off well. England took the lead, and Gordon was involved in the build-up to the opening goal. His shot was saved, and Harry Kane finished off the rebound. But soon after came the golden chance. At 28 minutes, Gordon had a clear-cut opportunity to make it 2-0 and put England in a comfortable position. But what happened? He missed. And not just missed, it was a poor one. That was the turning point. The fans were frustrated, and Senegal started growing into the game. They equalized not long after, and to make things worse, Gordon was subbed off after just 58 minutes. From there, England completely collapsed. Senegal turned it around and even added a third in stoppage time. 3-1 to Senegal. A historic defeat, the first time an African side has ever beaten England. And as you might expect, the British press didn't hold back. The Daily Mail said Gordon ruined the most important moment of the match. The Daily Express called his miss crucial, saying it was a major turning point in the defeat. Of course, you can't blame it all on him. The whole team underperformed, and most of the key mistakes happened after he came off. But when you miss a chance like that in a big game, especially in an England shirt, the criticism is bound to come. Now, Gordon's taking a well-deserved 3-week holiday. And here's a fun fact. He recently revealed that he almost joined Chelsea a while back when Thomas Tuchel was still in charge. According to Gordon himself, he was super excited about the idea and felt Tuchel's playing style suited him perfectly. But the move fell through. That's when Newcastle came in. Funny how things come full circle, right? Because now, Thomas Tuchel is back, but in a new role, he's a new England manager. So could that partnership, which almost happened at Chelsea, now take place with the national team? Just imagine, Gordon, once criticized by Tuchel in the past, could now become a key figure in his New England project. We'll have to wait and see if that reunion really does happen, and hopefully, this time with a much happier ending. News 3. Main story. £30 million goalkeeper has already said yes to Newcastle. And now, the biggest headline of the day, and one that could totally reshape Newcastle's defense. It looks like the club is very, very close to signing a new goalkeeper. And not just anyone. We're talking about James Trafford, the young Burnley shot-stopper who was one of the standout players in last season's championship. And this isn't just gossip. According to reliable sources, the player has already said yes to Newcastle. In fact, this deal dates back to last year. Trafford was already keen on joining during the previous window, but the negotiations fell through due to other transfer dealings, especially involving Nottingham Forest. But now the talks are back on. Newcastle have reopened discussions with Burnley, and the club has made it clear they'll only sell for a fee of over £30 million. Is that a lot? Maybe. But once you look at the season this lad just had, it makes total sense. Trafford finished the championship campaign with 29 clean sheets. Yes, you heard that right, 29 clean sheets. That's the kind of stat that grabs the attention of top clubs, especially a team like Newcastle, who are strengthening their squad to compete at the highest level in the Premier League, with hopes of returning to European football. And here's another interesting bit. Even though he didn't name Newcastle, Trafford recently admitted on a podcast that he was gutted not to leave last summer, and that he was genuinely excited about the club that came close to signing him. In his own words, "It was all set. I was really excited about the project. But in the end, things didn't align." Well, now it looks like things are finally aligning. According to journalist Fabrizio Romano, who's a top source when it comes to transfers, the verbal agreement between Trafford and Newcastle still stands. And both sides remain keen to get it done as soon as possible. The plan is for James Trafford to arrive ready to compete with Nick Pope. He's not coming in as a guaranteed backup. The lad wants to play, and is going to fight for it. And honestly, imagine that battle for the number one spot. On one side, Nick Pope, experienced, reliable, a club leader. On the other, James Trafford, young, hungry, and with mind-blowing numbers to back him up. The competition will be intense, and who benefits? Newcastle, of course. With two top-quality goalkeepers, the team will be in a fantastic position, no matter who's between the sticks. Now we just wait for the official announcement. But with the way things are going, it really feels like Newcastle's next big signing already has a name, gloves, and a whole lot of ambition: James Trafford. So, did you enjoy today's updates? We started off talking about what could be the beginning of a brand new era at St. James Park, something that could completely transform the fan experience and the club's legacy. Just imagine the stadium being expanded, modernized, even more electric than it already is. Then we moved on to Anthony Gordon, who had a tough night for England but still has everything it takes to bounce back stronger. He's young, ridiculously talented, and you can bet he'll silence the critics soon enough. And finally, James Trafford, the championship star goalkeeper, who's already said yes to Newcastle and could end up being one of the smartest signings of the summer. A move that doesn't just strengthen the squad, it shows the club's ambition to keep rising, competing at the top and dreaming even bigger. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell, because every day we bring you the top 3 stories about Newcastle, always in a light, straight to the point way that even a kid can understand. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end. I really appreciate your company. And I'll see you in the next video with even more red-hot Newcastle news. Until then, hoey the lads.